Okay, I've done it again. I found another needle in a haystack. I found the impossible. What we got here are three people from the Bay Area in San Francisco that work right in Silicon Valley. At least one guy does. He's been working a long time right in Silicon Valley. He develops computer chips. And the other woman works in Berkeley. And then we have a lady from Russia. It's been here for a number of years, and all three of them are hardcore Republicans, far to the right. Earlier I had that one up, that guy from Austin, gay Austin guy who works for Apple who voted for Trump. And now we get this. So, it's not impossible, folks. We are everywhere. And that's why I say there's got to be something wrong with the elections. And that comes up at the end of this video that, if there's any one thing that Trump should be hitting on, he should be hitting on election reform, because I find it impossible for the people I run into out there from all over the country, places like Austin, LA, San Francisco, and New York, that are Republican or conservative or libertarian, anything but liberal. And some of them, like these people here, are right in the BAUS, right in the center of the heart of the liberalism, that are Trump supporters. So I got to believe, if, my little stand out there on the street keeps on running into these people, that there's got to be a lot more of them than are being exposed. So anyway, there it is, another anomaly, and that's why I'm out there, to catch this stuff that no one else is catching. No one else in the world does what I do. You think that'd be worth something? I catch these other YouTube channels, guys that are just basically sitting in their room giving an analysis and putting clips together. And they don't even get out on the street. They just gather other clips and then give their 2 cents about them. And, they get as many views on one video as I've gotten in my 6 years of doing it all together. And I wonder, well, how the hell you get there? How come I'm sitting out here and I got 10,000 subscribers and I get an average of 200-300 views a video? How do you get to that 100,000 views per video? How does that happen? I don't know how that works. I don't know. Maybe it's something I don't know technically. I don't know. So I need your help, because I don't know how to do it. I'm an old fart that just doesn't know how to, deal with the new technology. So, I'm sure there's a few of you out there that can help me out. The only way I know is for you to spread these things around. Post them onto your blog and let other people know I'm here. So it's frustrating, because I work my ass off. I'm not just sitting in my room. 4 days, I work from 7 in the morning to 10 at night, editing videos 4 days a week. Then I'm 3 days out of the week on the street. I try to leave a half a day or a day to do some work, or, to do the laundry and do some yard work and some shopping. So, I'm working my damn ass off, and I'm not getting the credit I need to get to do what I'm doing. And it is frustrating. So, I don't know, I'd like to see some love. Love to see some love. And so if you guys can help me out by contributing, I mean, that I know I haven't got a big base, but damn, if any you can contribute in any way, it'd sure help. I mean, you know, go get a t-shirt. Contribute $5 a month. If I can get it on, you know, 50 of you to give me $5 a month, I mean, that'd help me out tremendously. But, you know, I don't know. It's getting real tough. And I don't know how much longer I can do this at this pace with no support. But I'm going to try. So, anyway, that's enough of me bitching. If you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. If you can't, contribute. Spiritual paddle. What material needs. Go give me the material I need, will you? Let's get on the street. How you doing, folks? Where are you guys from? California? What part?
Bay Area.
Northern. But
3133 Washington Street is where I used to live. Right next door to Diane Feinstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah! Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Back when I was a hippie.
When you were a hippie.
Yeah. What do you do there?
in the light, huh?
What do you do there?
I'm in Silicon Valley.
Oh, Jesus, you're right in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in Berkeley.
It's tough sometimes.
What do you do in Berkeley?
Escape to San Jose.
Say what?
Escape to San Jose.
Escape to San Jose.
Both in the belly of the beast.
No kidding. No kidding. I've spoken to a couple of guys in IT recently, and they say that there's one guy's working for a big IT company, a big computer, said they're laying off a lot of IT guys very quietly because everything's going into the cloud and AI technology. Is that true?
Some, but they're hiring others, and there's a lot of like local cloud that needs a lot of people too.
But aren't they? But then there was an article yesterday said, yeah, they're hiring a lot of people, but they're increasing hiring because they can't find a lot of Americans that want to do it. They're getting foreigners that are hungry to work to come over and do the work.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of H-1B visas. And such, but I mean, the alternative really is that everything about the jobs goes overseas. So.
And what do you do in Silicon Valley? What do you do there?
I work at a business software company. So I've got a local group, but I have a bigger group in India.
And what do you specifically work on? I mean, are you allowed to say?
Well, the software is for chip design, and my function it's called DevOps. So it's keeping everybody productive, keeping thousands of machines running to do the testing and like that.
Sounds complicated.
So most of it's still in the U.S. China's starting to do some of it.
Okay, well,
in India. But the organization I'm in is 95% Indian, but they're.
And where do you guys fall politically? I mean, being from that area, who do you?
I'm on the far right in Berkeley. That doesn't mean anything, does it?
I'm right.
I'm right.
You know,
We're all right.
yeah.
Contrary to California, which is very left.
Well, indeed. I mean, you know, it's a big
But
state.
I think
A lot of
peace is not a good point.
yes.
Because it's kind of it's a missed message.
Yes.
We're trying to avoid it, like the message that we're so angry that we don't even think straight.
Well, indeed. I mean, I think the powers that be want to keep us riled up. It's this, you know. Our enemies are those that try to keep us divided.
Exactly.
You know, so they want us screaming at one another. And
the politics became so ridiculous that I stopped watching altogether.
yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. I'm from Russia, and saying that Trump is on a payroll from Putin, it's so dumb.
I know.
You cannot. Why are you saying it? You know, it shows there is no.
Well, yeah, I know, and if that's coming out, my question to anybody that brings up Russia, I go, why would Putin want Trump to be in to make America's economy and military stronger?
The only possible thing they wanted, which they got, was have Americans at each other's throats.
Exactly.
That's it.
So
No, but
chaos
it
and-
was done not by Russian, it was done by Democrats.
Yeah, but now the whole the Russian thing is falling apart, essentially. I mean, nobody...
It is.
It's been falling apart for a long
Russian,
time.
Yeah, because there was
Russian
nothing
is
there.
There wasn't any-
we are making Russia stronger in our own mind.
I think that
Russia is nothing.
they would really like to keep, you see,
It's an appearance
if
of
Russia and
strength.
America should align, we'd be unstoppable. Because the Russian people have resources, they're intelligent, they're Christian. We have a lot in common that we could work with. We have the technology. I'm telling you, I think, and that's what they're trying to do is keep
I
them
don't
divided.
have such a rosy picture of Russia. I think it is a stupid country with a
Really?
stupid, yeah, absolutely stupid country with a stupid government. The stupidest.
Well, God, governments are stupid.
Worse than
but I find the people to be.
worse than American.
I find the
Worse.
people to be
much worse. Nah.
No.
The people are brainwashed. They listen to all this
Not the
crap.
ones I speak to. You're not.
No, but I'm American.
I live in a house right now with a couple of Russians. They're from Russia.
No, I'm American. I'm 25 or 30 years in the country, and I don't associate myself. My, upbringing is from there. The whatever heritage you say.
Now, I've been asking
But-
people about the spending bill. Do you think Trump should have signed it? For the wall, the one he's supposed to sign today.
I don't know.
It's kind of a no-win situation.
Yeah.
So if
They
he
put
signs
him in
it
a-
and pursues other sources, probably the best he can do.
In either
It's like
case,
bringing your sister to the prom.
in any case, whatever
Yes, I mean-
he'll do, whatever he'll do, he will be blamed for it. Whatever he'll do, he'll be blamed for it.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, he could turn to pave the streets in diamonds and say, oh, it's too bright. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
But I think
No
people
winning.
are seeing through it. I don't know. But
Not
you
in our-
guys...
not in our neighborhood.
No,
Oh, I would
come on.
imagine.
I mean, otherwise,
How do you guys deal living in that?
We just
People don't
keep
talk
our
to me.
mouths shut.
They don't talk to me.
it's hard.
Like they literally do not talk to me.
So they know
we-
where you stand. They just...
We cannot talk, even between friends.
I mean, and I'm not so, I don't like both parties. I'm not so, when I'm
I actually...
capitalist, I don't feel that's what we have. We have crony capitalism, both parties are corrupt, and every party says, look what the other one's doing, they're worse. I'm like, clean up your own friggin' party. Just
Yeah.
clean it up. But even that,
But the
my
left...
friends are just, I gotta get back home to watch CNN. I'm like, that's not even news. They have a stupid Mickey Mouse.
And my friend will send me a link.
Oh my God.
You said how
Like
much
another,
illegal
baseball
costs
cap,
every
there's
day. Here is CBS with
Yeah, I
links
saw
to
it.
CBS. I replied
You
to
want
her.
one? I'll
I
get
wasn't
you
even
one.
going to follow this
You
link.
want one? I'll buy
because
you one.
I can.
If you want it, just don't wear it in Berkeley. I already got Berkeley glass bottles and I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I got these just so because they did the thing with the Covington kids and all, and everybody's getting pissed off. I says, well, they piss off that much. So I just got
You
these
should
in.
get some.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
wanted
they
to.
fly off the...
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
of course, and that's it. I love it because the left winds up screwing themselves every time they try to say, "Ooh, bad."
Yeah.
It becomes popular.
Well, not only that, I mean, people say to me, like who, they want to say, there's nobody who's for Trump. I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, the people who, I told them, the people who are for him don't say anything. They just vote.
Yeah,
They can't say anything.
yeah.
But it's like, we
Except
do
guys
vote.
like me.
Many
That,
We vote.
You're in a
yeah,
different...
you're a little bit more visible
you live
than
in
most.
a different situation.
You couldn't
Where
do
we
that
are,
now.
it's
You
just,
wouldn't-
it's a
you wouldn't
mob.
laugh here.
well, this is a liberal cesspool.
Not like...
No, nothing compared to ours.
Nothing. Our area
Well, I don't know. Louisiana probably has some Republican districts, I would guess.
Oh
California's
yeah,
like
you get
solid
across the
blue
river
now.
and it's red. I mean,
No, we don't have any.
We don't have any red.
Yeah, California used to, but
We
even
just have blue and
Central
more.
Valley, Orange County, now.
Even Orange County is like...
Well, all stolen.
Stolen, okay.
Well, of course, I'm going to attract people of like mind, so I do run into a lot of Californians that are, get their heads screwed on.
Exactly. Because
But the ones I've talked to, too, are trying to get the hell out of there.
I like California.
I love it.
There's a lot.
There's
It's
a lot.
a beautiful state.
Even
There's so much there.
I love in Berkeley, but
Yes.
I have to cover my eyes.
A lot of good posters.
Yeah, you can get a lot of these designs in apparel, but of course you can't wear them out there. And they come with a trigger back guarantee. If you don't trigger a liberal, you get your money back.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it.
and all this immigration, it's a made-up stuff. You
Yes.
know, totally made-up stuff. What do you mean you don't want a borders?
Well, again, I think they're overplaying the hand. Look what came out just recently with that. They always put over, like just the Green New Deal they came out with.
Oh, but just
What's a bullshit? I mean, like, why
joke.
are you even
They'll use it through.
But a lot of-
What they bring is Ocasio-Cortez. She's nobody.
She is
She's
nobody.
uneducated. She's totally dumb.
And she can dance.
But they show
they
her
keep
like a
showing
new
her.
Drinks, right? She's a
Oh,
bartender.
during Trump's State of the Union, they keep focusing on her. It's like,
Yeah, why are you giving her so much
Well,
attention?
don't give her attention.
She not
But
deserve it, same as
Oh
Russia.
no, I think we
It
should give
showed
her
her
attention.
off.
No.
It's no.
I
As
liked
dumb as she is, please put the spotlight on her.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
let
I'm
her
not sure.
showing-
I'm not
I
sure
know.
that's right.
Look what she,
Because you got people like Elise and Aria go, there's some things she says that make sense. We should think about it. So maybe she's a little bit off.
Nothing makes sense.
But
She's stupid.
I know, but that's
It's Maxine Waters.
clamoring all over trying to find some
But showing her,
it
not
is
standing up.
propaganda. It is.
propaganda.
Same ballpark as Maxine Waters, both of them.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah. Well, you know that most of them are just shills for.
No, and that's a problem with Republicans, that they didn't stand behind. I understand Trump he has his down, falls and stuff, but at least they have to kind of to be reasonable, to support. They lost it.
Yeah. Well, they're the Trump was the populist. The mainstream
Yeah.
Republicans are the elitists. They don't really want to control immigration. They could have easily.
Yeah.
They wanted
I mean, he screwed up too. Like,
No,
2 years he's got the House, the Senate, and himself.
No,
and
that's
didn't
why,
do
because-
anything, and he
well,
waits until he
that's-
loses,
that's-
and then he
that's-
goes and goes,
Both Ryan and McConnell.
Because party is split. Ryan and McConnell
Okay.
on one side, and
So
the
now it's
other
not
was on
split?
the.
No,
No, now he doesn't
and you
have
got to
it.
deal with the Democrats.
Now he
But
doesn't have
well, Trump looked for things he could accomplish, and Ryan and McConnell wouldn't support him on immigration,
And I
so he
hate
went on to
when,
other things.
and I hate when they say, "Oh, and Mexican will pay for the wall." Yes, sure. If they
just
will
the
give
dumbest
these
thing
couples
to do.
money right away.
El Chapo's
money.
Yeah.
Plenty.
There you go.
I think it's a very good trick.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great trick by what is his name?
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, Cruz.
Cruz.
Ted Cruz,
Cruz,
yeah.
I think that's a really good
It's a
idea.
really good idea.
Yeah.
We should all vote for this.
That
Yeah,
makes
well,
sense.
where's the money going?
And Mexico will pay for it.
That way Mexico pays for it. I think, there you go. Elena, you got done yourself right there.
Well, let me give you guys a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton. This is good for any crime in the world.
Can you put it on a vehicle? Will it stick on a vehicle?
Actually, I had
Oh.
a young lady I gave one to, and about 2 months later she came back and she goes, I got stopped by a roadblock and I didn't have my license on me. I showed the cop this. He laughed so hard, he said, get out of here.
That one is a good one.
That's great.
And on the back, I got a YouTube channel. You can see some of the encounters I have
It's so
out here.
bad. Like my manager, who's a right and to live in Pleasanton, very wealthy community, and they had an extremely nice house. They moved to Boise, Idaho,
Yeah.
because they don't want to be there anymore.
I know.
That's Pleasanton.
Yeah.
Talked to a guy that works at Bart's. He's an engineer for Bart's. And he's getting ready to retire. He's been doing it a long time. So as soon as that day I retire, phew! And he doesn't want to. He loves California, but he just can't take it anymore.
No, I don't say. You see, it depends on
Easy
the
to
person.
say. It's a
like to
beautiful
leave
state.
anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund, any small donation.
It's a beautiful state, though.
Oh, it is.
You know,
Gorgeous.
it's like
I hate the politics, but I love California.
Yeah.
I would move on.
Gotta go back to Pete Wilson days.
Yeah, if you guys would just have a revolution, I'd move back.
What is this? This is revolution stuff. Is stupid too.
that's also stupid. Yeah, I hate it when you.
Yeah, man,
When I came, it was a stupid revolution. I was kind of like, this is a bunch of shit too.
well, you know what Thomas Jefferson said, right? From time to time,
That's
tree of
not-
liberty's got to be watered.
It's not a good idea.
No, it's never a good idea, but it's
You hope to vote, but if they rig the elections, it
Yeah,
doesn't work either.
yeah. Indeed.
I love when I actually don't know what's my kids how they vote. They never did manage it. But my 3 years old, were they asking where are your parents? They went shooting. And they know who they are. They went shooting. They have like 5 or 6 guns.
Yeah.
My husband used to have a gun, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, you see this right here, right? I'd rather have one than not. You know, it's
No, but it depends how well can you use it. If you can't, then
yeah, but it doesn't take a brain scientist
Yeah.
to shoot a gun. It's
I don't know.
point and pull the trigger. Not that hard.
But advertising a gun-free zones, like
Yeah.
putting something on your house. I don't have any alarms.
I know. Why just tattoo in your head, please rob me? I mean, it just, all these things we're talking about are common sense. And that's what one of the things that Trump said in one of his speeches when he was campaigning in the last election. He just stopped. You know how he ad-libs every now and then. He went, look, and you can't even call me a Republican. It's just, all I'm doing here is you're going to get this. It's just those guys in the back, the cameras, they won't get it, but you'll get it. He goes, all this is common sense. These are common sense policies. You need a border.
Follow the Constitution. You want to
Yeah.
propose different laws? Go ahead and propose them, but don't ignore them.
No, they will trick anything. They will make up stuff. They will, start, arresting people who not even related to anything, just to muddle the waters.
Yep.
There's no law. Matter of fact, they say collusion, right? But there's no law in the books about collusion. There's nothing there. It doesn't exist.
No, they're there.
Yet we had how many? $24 million spent on an investigation on something that doesn't exist.
Well, it's not yeah.
No, it's a made-up.
You'd like to leave anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund? Any small donation, $100 or $200. I'm the same. I don't care.
And
least
like
the last
couple
couple
days
friends
ago,
I have.
there's another Democrat candidate who said the
Unless you're a liberal, then everything's free. Some responsible Republican would come and pay you away, through life. And you'll walk away with a smile on your face thinking that you gained something. Yeah, I know, you're a liberal. You think you can do whatever you want, like steal other people's work. Screw them.
Yeah, that's a
Badass.
the thing is the brainwashing and propaganda getting much better nowadays, and people believe all this crap that shouldn't even to be even verbally pronounced, because it's so ridiculous.
Well, it started in the schools. There was a KGB agent in '58 that defected here, one of the top ones. You can get this. You can see it on YouTube. This 3-hour interview with this guy, and he just spills the beans. He says, "Our plan to take over the United States is a 40-year plan."
By the way, when sorry to interrupt, my husband passed away. He was American, and he said that's why you lost the war. I said, "Are you sure about that?" So, following your idea, yeah, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do same as Muslims within.
Yes, he said the first thing you
Fifth
do,
column, school,
right?
university,
We
media,
put our
Hollywood.
people on the school boards, and you put in socialist teachers.
Yeah, they why Europe is gone.
Yeah.
All this, European Union is full of Muslim heads.
Yeah.
My daughter asked me, this was a few months ago, I was telling her about, you buy a house, you usually start in not so good a neighborhood and eventually it becomes a place and that's what you do. So she liked the idea and she told her friends and they said, how can you do something like that? You mean you'd be kicking out somebody who doesn't have money? You shouldn't buy a house in a bad neighborhood. You should buy a house in a good neighborhood. I'm like, okay.
Okay, if you have enough money.
If you have enough money, you do that. And I told her that's kind of like how it works. So you can either be left without a house or it's up to you. And she's like looking at me very confused. She says, Mom, I like the way you think, but I don't know if I can talk to my friends about it. I was like, welcome to the real world.
I know. This is how it works.
This is how the world always works. It's like,
how it works in successful societies. There's lots of failures around.
Yes.
It was unbelievable.
I visited Venezuela as a kid. It was nice.
As a kid,
Caracas was a very civilized city and had all the infrastructure and entertainment, and people had money to do things.
What's happening now?
They ran out of other people's money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they start robbing each other.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a lady who is from Venezuela, and the guy, he's American, and he worked with me at the company. And her father is still in Venezuela. So he was at ATM and the times were, and he was almost shot or kind of robbed or mugged, or so he went to the hospital. So she was like, oh my God, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
As a result of this revolution.
Okay. And there are people saying that it's going to get to a point here.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid in California, because people are saying, we're entitled to your money. Yeah. Okay, you have house, you have 2 houses. I told them, my liberal friends, so how much is too much? So is it million? Is it 2 million? Is it $500,000? How much is too much?
Well, that's the difference. That's one difference between the liberal and conservative. You ask, well, what's the right tax rate? Conservatives will give you some number. It might be higher or lower. Liberal will just say, well, it just has to be higher. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter what it currently is.
I say, okay, I came to this country with nothing, with one bag. Okay, I have several properties. So is it too much?
Yep.
Why do you have to rob me?
Because
I earn it.
Yeah.
Earn? Come on.
Because if somebody doesn't
a
have
capitalist word.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the reason why I came.
It doesn't matter if you work hard. It doesn't matter if you work hard. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No.
Other people are entitled.
It's all about feelings.
And they get upset. They get upset. So you need gardeners. You hiring gardeners. You hiring this. You hiring that. You cannot do it without them. I said, okay, I will pay them. So if I need them, I'll pay them.
Yeah.
So what's wrong about that?
Yeah.
Baby, huh?
And usually the ones who aren't working very hard are fighting for social justice.
Yes, exactly.
By
So they
posting
exactly
things
the
on
same amount of time here. He never learned English, and he doesn't.
Now, do you think Michelle Obama's going to run? You think she's going to run?
I think she will.
You think so?
I think she will. Attractive.
I think she will. She has a she's very popular. I hated them so much.
She has no qualifications, but she's popular and she hasn't done anything other than not be proud of America.
Yeah.
She hasn't done
I think she will.
endorsed the Green Deal.
Yeah.
The only what helps us is that many of them that maybe they'll kill each other.
Well, they're already at each other's throats. I mean, they're already tripping over each other, so,
And there is nobody like Trump who can take them all, so that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. If there's nothing else, he sure has made politics interesting.
My husband was political junkie. I'm just, keep some, but just got too upset about it.
Oh, I guess we can't get married then, huh?
No.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to marry another political junkie, would you?
No.
Okay. Oh, darn.
Okay. Let's go.
Good luck out here.
Yeah.
All
More
right, guys.
converts.
Thank you
It
very
was nice
much.
chatting to you. We don't have it. don't have
Keep the
anybody-
strength up out there. I know it's got to be tough. You know.
Now we don't have a voice. You know, when my liberal friends tell me, yeah, this is the political system, I said, forget it. I am irrelevant in California, regardless. Whatever I say, nobody will count it because I'm minority.
Yep.
I know there are pockets, though, that are saying out there. I've talked to people. I actually talked to one guy that was, he was in charge of a district in L.A., a voting district, that voted 70% for Trump in L.A.
Orange County.
Orange County?
I can't remember when, but it was, you know.
Yeah, they went other way now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I mean,
They did find that one
But
article
I
came
see-
out.
I
There
think,
were more voters registered than there were voters in the county.
yeah, and
I hope the
and there were,
immigration
like,
will
much
bring
higher
more
voter
people to
Right.
turnout
the-
for Congress than
Right.
for governor, which never happens, ever.
Maybe.
That's one of the things I wish that Trump would really harp on would be election reform.
Yeah, voter ID.
Yeah, I think that
It'd
would.
be nice if he paid attention to the debt too. Like, he hasn't said a word.
Yeah,
It's not easy, but ignoring it and making it worse is
yeah, I know.
isn't great.
It's a big thing.
It's about the only big topic.
Get rid of the
I'm
Fed
not happy with.
altogether. It's a whole nother. So, all right, guys. God bless you.
Nice talking to you.